Alright, AMD fans turn. Gotta take care of those guys, man. Not that go. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, hello viewers. Another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good. Or excellent. Yep. Alright, what I got for you AMD nerds? Yeah, Chris, we want some news. Okay, I got something for y'all. Says your AMD official 9070 GRE performance data shows it's even better, but also expensive. Yeah, you want to play with the big boys, huh? Yeah, you gotta have your bread. You gotta have your bread to get these cards. Anyway, says here a few days ago, a rather disappointing report about AMD's 9070 GRE surfaced, which suggests that the company was considering delaying the launch of the card to the end of the year. We speculated that this could mean that the Radeon division will have no competition for the GeForce RTX 5060 Ti if that happens. However, as it turns out, that report may not have been accurate. Apparently AMD is already starting to trickle out more information while announcing the new GRE SKU. According to the latest report from the Chinese board channel forums, it is China exclusive though, at least for the moment. Says here, according to the report, AMD China claims that the new 9070 GRE is on average around 6% faster than the RX 7900 GRE. The data was taken across 30 plus game titles. These include F124, Dragon Age, Guardian of the Veil, God of War Ragnarok, Monster Hunter Wildlands, and more. And then it says here, interestingly, this 6% claim puts the RX 9070 GRE ahead of what we had estimated the performance to be based on the leak purported specification. And then it says, if you recall, we estimate a 34% rasterization performance advantage for the 9070 GRE over the RTX 5060 Ti, 16 gigs using 3D Steel Nomad. However, our estimate number puts the 9070 GRE at a slightly below the 7900 GRE. But if we are to believe AMD's claim, that is not the case. Also, based on that performance data and also the specs, we thought perhaps a $449 MSRP could be on the cards, which would mean the 9070 GRE could potentially wreak havoc on NVIDIA's 5060 Ti 16 gigs. Says here, what else we got? Says here, unfortunately, this is unlikely to be the case, as the MSRP, or SEP, as AMD like to call it, is set at 4439 RMB, which put it closer to around 535 MSRP. That's $535. That is nearly the same price as the RX 9070, and make less sense since the 9070 GRE is even by AMD's own estimation significantly slower than the 9070 non-XT. If the GRE ever lands outside of China, like in the US, we hope it is not much higher than $499.99. I mean $499. Well, and that is that. So any comments from the debaters? Any comments from the debaters? What do we got? Anybody? Somebody? Oh, we got 5 comments. Let's see what we got here from the debaters. Oh, George P said this. You know, he got something to say. He said this: so much for actually being competitive. If AMD wanted, they could have been more aggressive with the pricing to eat some of NVIDIA market share. But no, they're just another side of the same coin. A duopoly are more harmful than monopolies. IMO, they give you a false sense of competition, while these two are more like a cartel. God, he said, God, I hope the new Intel CEO can actually do something and push some more GPU out. The price inflation from both AMD and Nvidia is sickening. I really wish the GPU market could just crash, but for now, after the crypto died down, we have the AI. At least companies that do AI are making their own custom hardware instead of just buying the inflated Nvidia chips. Once demand for GPU starts to die on the AI front, I did like to see what other silly things they'll try to push next to prop up demands and keep these price sky high. Anyway, who was this? Let's see. Ringo said this. He says they blew it every time in some way. Late or not priced right, coupled with not a great history of drivers. In 2024, they dropped to 11% of the discrete GPU market share. All that said, they powered the Xbox and PlayStation consoles for 2 generations. Now the console market still brings in more revenue than PC, barely. So a lot of games are played with an AMD GPU. Alright, who was this? And then Ark said this: drivers being a bad thing is Nvidia's occurrence nowadays, not AMD. And then Ringo, he says, he's responding, he said, sure, both can have a bad driver, and the current Nvidia driver blunder is just bad. AMD had a bad decade of drivers. Couple this with the crazy GPU price and availability issues. Once again, because of the AI craze, PC gaming is not sunshining and lollipops it's used to be. It is expensive and not going to get cheaper anytime soon. And to that, so many he said garbage console ports. Anyway, and then who was this? And then last one, and then RD said this. RDR said this: bring back ATI. Well, ATI got swallowed by, I think ATI got swallowed by AMD. So yeah. Well, I say you're gonna have to blame the tariffs on this one, on this one, So with the tariffs war that's happening, AMD have to adjust, they could capitalize on this though. They could capitalize on this if they take, say, $100 off their cards and then sell it at a lower price. They will move a lot of product and sell a lot of video card that way and clear out stock for new ones. So yeah. Like the article says, the GRE performance is even better, but it's expensive. But yeah, you got the tariffs to deal with, so got to deal with that, man. But like I said, AMD could capitalize on the tariff. Like, okay, we'll take $100 off, off the card, and instead of selling them for $4.99, sell them for like $3.99. Yeah, and that'll make PC gamers happy. I think it would. And the cheaper the price, the better. Just saying. But yeah, they tested this on 30 titles, so 6% faster than the 7900. Hey, 6% it is. But yeah, but they are developing new cards though. As far as like competition goes, they have new hardware that they're working on, So yeah, so if this is better than the 5060 Ti, oh yeah, then AMD has a good card on their hand, man. But the only thing you got to worry about is the price. Anyway, I'm gonna lay this video for y'all to enjoy though. Nice talking to people again. Crystal, Star Wars, Star Trek, Board, Dark Side. Go. Base.